the morning.
Welcome back to our channel, your ultimate destination for the most explosive updates and deep dives into the lives of your favorite Genoa City residents. Today is a beautiful day to unravel the tangled webs of deception, power, and heartbreak that keep us on the edge of our seats. Grab a cup of coffee, settle in, and let's get right into the heart-pounding drama unfolding on The Young and the Restless. The horrifying secret that has just been exposed, shaking the entire city of Genoa to its very core, is a betrayal of the most intimate and destructive kind. It is a revelation that rips the mask off a man who has masqueraded as a devoted family man, exposing the toxic, power-hungry saboteur lurking beneath the surface. Billy Abbott, the man who promised to put love and family above all else, has committed an unforgivable sin against the woman carrying his child. The shocking truth that Billy has deliberately and maliciously sabotaged Sally Spectra's newest professional endeavor has finally come to light, sending shockwaves through the elite circles of the city. This is not just a corporate maneuver, it is a profound personal violation that threatens to ignite a catastrophic war of vengeance, betrayal, and unforeseen alliances that no one in Genoa City could have ever predicted. For Sally Spectra, the discovery of Billy's treachery is a devastating blow that strikes at the very heart of her deepest vulnerabilities. Sally has spent her entire life fighting tooth and nail for a seat at the table, battling against the prejudices of the Genoa City elite, and striving to build an empire of her own from the ground up. When she discovered she was pregnant with Billy's child, she allowed herself to believe in the fairy tale. She believed that Billy had finally conquered his inner demons, that his relentless, destructive obsession with Chancellor Industries was a thing of the past, and that he was genuinely committed to prioritizing their impending marriage and their growing family. To uncover the undeniable proof that Billy systematically dismantled her hard work, crushing her new project to serve his own selfish corporate machinations, is a psychological trauma that shatters her world into a million jagged pieces. The sheer hypocrisy of Billy's actions is what makes the betrayal so incredibly agonizing for Sally to process. While Billy was publicly clashing with Kane Ashby, Lily Winters, and his own mother, Jill Abbott, over the CEO position at Chancellor, he was using Sally and their unborn baby as a convenient, picturesque shield to deflect criticism. He paraded his engagement and impending fatherhood as proof of his newfound maturity, adamantly claiming to Jill that he had moved on from his desperate need for her corporate validation. Yet, in the shadows, Billy's addiction to power and his crippling insecurities drove him to commit an act of ultimate sabotage against the woman he claimed to love. He sacrificed Sally's dreams on the altar of his own massive ego, proving once again that the classic Billy Abbott self-destruction is a vicious cycle that can never truly be broken. However, Billy has made a fatal miscalculation in his arrogant game of chess. He has fundamentally underestimated the resilience, the fire, and the sheer, unadulterated wrath of Sally Spectra. Sally is not a fragile flower who will wilt under the weight of a man's deception, nor is she a woman who will quietly accept being collateral damage. As the initial shock and heartbreak begin to subside, a cold, calculating fury takes its place within her soul. The tears drying on her cheeks are quickly replaced by a steely, impenetrable resolve. Sally recognizes that she has been played for a fool, manipulated by a man who views her ambitions as expendable in his endless war for Chancellor Industries. She refuses to be a victim in Billy's narrative. Instead, she resolves to become the ultimate architect of his downfall, vowing to make him pay for every ounce of pain he has inflicted upon her. As Sally meticulously assesses her dire situation, she realizes a harsh and undeniable truth. She cannot fight this monumental war alone. Billy Abbott is a man with vast resources, deep familial connections, and a lifetime of experience in the dirty, cutthroat games of Genoa City's corporate elite. To truly dismantle Billy, to strike him where it hurts the most, Sally needs an ally who is equally powerful, exceptionally cunning, and entirely unburdened by moral constraints when it comes to the Abbott family. She needs someone who understands the darkest, most toxic corners of Billy's psyche. She needs a weapon forged in the very same fires of resentment and bitter rivalry. As she scans the landscape of potential conspirators, only one name resonates with the lethal precision she requires to execute her vengeance: Adam Newman. The history between Sally Spectra and Adam Newman is a complex tapestry woven with intense passion, profound tragedy, and an unbreakable, lingering bond. They are two outcasts who found solace in one another, only to have their hearts shattered by the devastating loss of their baby girl, Ava. While their romantic relationship ended, the shared trauma of that unimaginable grief created a permanent tether between their souls. Sally knows that despite Adam's current attempts to build a stable life with Chelsea Lawson, a part of him will always harbor a fierce, protective instinct over her. More importantly, Sally knows that Adam possesses a deep, venomous, and historical hatred for Billy Abbott. Adam understands Billy's destructive motives, his insufferable self-righteousness, and his fatal flaws better than anyone else alive in Genoa City. Stealing her nerves, Sally orchestrates a clandestine meeting with Adam, choosing a location shrouded in shadows, far away from the prying eyes of the city's elite. When Adam arrives, the atmospheric tension between the former lovers is thick enough to cut with a knife. Adam is currently embroiled in his own chaotic family drama, navigating his brother Nick's harrowing battle with fentanyl addiction and his father Victor's ruthless corporate warfare. Yet, the moment he looks into Sally's eyes and sees the raw, unmasked pain radiating from her, his defensive walls begin to crumble. Sally does not waste time with pleasantries or small talk. With a voice trembling with restrained fury, she lays out the damning evidence of Billy's sabotage, exposing the ugly truth of how Billy destroyed her career while playing the role of the doting father-to-be. Adam's initial reaction is a visceral cocktail of shock, disbelief, and a rapidly boiling, vindictive rage. To hear that Billy Abbott, the man who constantly preaches about morality and judged Adam for his past sins, has committed such a callous, cowardly act against a pregnant woman is almost too much to process. Adam's protective instincts, the very instincts he has tried so desperately to suppress regarding Sally, flare to life with terrifying intensity. He sees the devastation in Sally's eyes, and it mirrors the agony they both shared when they lost Ava. The realization that Billy is inflicting this kind of psychological trauma on Sally during such a fragile, critical time in her life ignites a dark, dangerous fire within Adam's soul, awakening the ruthless predator he has tried to keep dormant. Despite his overwhelming anger, Adam hesitates before committing to her treacherous plan. He is acutely aware of the precarious nature of his current life. He has promised Chelsea that he is leaving the darkness behind, that the manipulative, destructive persona of the past is buried forever. Engaging in a covert, vicious war against Billy Abbott is a massive risk that could completely jeopardize his hard-won stability with Chelsea and his son, Connor. Adam voices his reluctance, pacing the dimly lit room, running his hands through his hair as he wrestles with his internal demons. He warns Sally that crossing this line, that declaring an all-out war on Billy, will unleash a chaotic storm that could consume them both. He tells her that he is trying to be a better man, and that teaming up for a revenge plot is a direct violation of the life he is desperately trying to build. But Sally is a master of persuasion, and she knows exactly which psychological buttons to push to dismantle Adam's resistance. She doesn't just appeal to his protective nature. She appeals to his formidable intellect, his twisted sense of justice, and his undeniable, deep-seated animosity toward the Abbott golden boy. Sally paints a vivid picture of Billy's arrogance, highlighting how Billy believes he is untouchable, how he thinks he can manipulate everyone around him without facing any consequences. She reminds Adam of the countless times Billy has skated by on his family name while leaving a trail of destruction in his wake. Sally emphasizes the mutual benefit of their dark alliance. She gets the justice and the vengeance she so deeply deserves, and Adam gets the unparalleled satisfaction of finally bringing his most despised rival to his knees. The temptation is simply too great for Adam to resist. The prospect of systematically dismantling Billy Abbott's life, of exposing the hypocrite to the world, is an intoxicating lure that overpowers his moral reservations. However, Adam Newman does not enter into any alliance without dictating the rules of engagement. He turns to Sally, his eyes cold and calculating, and issues a strict, non-negotiable condition. If he is going to risk his relationship with Chelsea, if he is going to step back into the darkness to fight this clandestine war, he must be the absolute architect of their strategy. Adam demands total control over the planning and execution of their revenge. He will draft the blueprint of Billy's ruin, and Sally must follow his lead without question. Recognizing the brilliant, lethal mind she is enlisting, Sally agrees to his terms without a moment's hesitation. With the Dark Pact officially sealed, Adam and Sally immediately begin to construct their intricate, devastating plan. They sit in the shadows, dissecting Billy Abbott's life piece by piece, identifying every psychological vulnerability, every hidden insecurity, and every fragile alliance he holds dear. Adam knows that Billy's Achilles heel is his desperate, pathetic need for his mother Jill's approval and his consuming, toxic jealousy over Kane Ashby's ascension to the CEO throne at Chancellor Industries. They plot to exploit these exact weaknesses, designing a strategy that will slowly but surely isolate Billy, strip him of his corporate aspirations, and expose his sabotage to the people whose respect he craves the most. Their plan is not a swift execution. It is a slow, agonizing psychological dismantling designed to make Billy completely lose his mind. The sheer, dramatic irony of the situation is almost palpable as the days unfold. In the aftermath of the formation of this secret alliance, Billy Abbott returns to his penthouse, playing the role of the perfectly devoted fiancé with sickening ease. He kisses Sally's cheek, gently touches her pregnant belly, and speaks excitedly about their upcoming wedding and their beautiful future together. Billy operates under the arrogant, foolish assumption that he has successfully managed his double life, believing that his sabotage of Sally's career will remain buried forever. He is completely, blissfully unaware that the woman smiling back at him is silently counting down the days to his destruction. Billy thinks he is the puppet master of Genoa City, entirely oblivious to the terrifying fact that he is already caught in a lethal trap designed by his fiancée and his absolute worst enemy.